So October starts next week, and if you're like me, you're already thinking about the next big holiday. And if you said Halloween, no. I just don't do the Halloween thing. I like going to other people's houses and doing Halloween over there, but I'm just not into getting all that stuff out myself. No, I'm talking about Christmas, which is why I'm wearing my ugly Zelda sweater and I put this bow on my hat. I'm actually curious to know how long I'm going to be able to go this video before it falls off of my head, because it's just up there. It's not really attached to anything. I start thinking about Christmas early, not really because I'm a super big Christmas freak. I like to be prepared. I have way too many times in the past gotten to Christmas and been like, I don't have any money to buy anybody anything because I didn't plan ahead. So this is way more about preparedness than being that guy that starts his Christmas countdown on December 26th. So I thought to myself, why don't I do a little shopper's guide for the Nintendo fan in your life for Christmas? Now, maybe the Nintendo fan in your life is you, and if that's the case, hopefully, if you're not someone who just follows video games all the time, this video will help you. Who I think is going to get the most out of this video is someone who's not a big video game fan or not a Nintendo fan, but they want to buy stuff for the Nintendo fan in their life. This video is going to focus mostly on hardware and accessories, and I'm going to do a video later about the software and the games that you can buy, and when I do, I'll pop that card up here in the top right corner of the screen. But until then, let's just talk about hardware. This stuff can get complicated, so if you get a few minutes into the video and you're like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about, I have no idea what I'm looking at or what I'm doing, don't worry about that. I'm going to have some lists down in the description below for the Smash Brothers fan in your life, or the Pokemon fan in your life, or just to get started, and then you'll know if this is the kind of person that I'm buying for, these are some of the things that I might want to consider. Obviously, the first thing to consider is the Nintendo Switch console itself. I've got one right here. So there it is. It's all nice and pretty. Ooh, the screen even came on when I pulled it out of the dock. It's a nice little piece of hardware. It's got the console and two controllers on it that we'll talk about here in a little bit. And it also comes with a docking station for you to be able to plug it into your television set and play everything right there. Now, the Switch comes with everything you need to do that. You don't have to go buy any other accessories. I bring that up because it's becoming more and more popular for hardware to come without the power brick. If you've bought an SNES Classic Mini, like I have right here, oh, look, see, it's already falling off. There, let's just get rid of that. It did not come with a power brick. It came with the USB cable that comes out of the back of the hardware, but not the power brick to get it into a wall. This is a cost-saving measure. It's one that's been kind of controversial. I personally have these little USB power bricks laying all over my house, so I don't care, but the people who get upset about it, I totally get that. That's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about the Switch. The Switch does come with everything you need to play it, including the power adapter, so you don't need to worry about going and buying one of those. The console does cost $300, and it comes with a set of 2 Joy-Con. What do you mean a set of 2 Joy-Con? Doesn't it just come with a controller? Whereas on the other systems, like the Xbox and the PlayStation and pretty much everything before this, you just got a gamepad, and it was one piece of hardware and did everything you needed it to. The Switch, on the other hand, and I'll come back over here to this, has these 2 little Joy-Con. Now this thing, they pop off, and now you have one, and the other one also pops off. Let me set this down. And now you have the other one. These are a set of Joy-Con, and you hold them like so, and you can play around and press the buttons. Now this would equal 1 controller, but there are some games where you can hold it on its side like this, and you can play it like that. There's a little attachment here that makes this way less awkward than it looks right now. What's neat about this is that if the game supports being able to play it just like this, you now have enough controllers for 2 people to play. So right out of the box, the thing's ready to go for 2 people. If the person you're buying it for has siblings or other family that lives in the house, all you really need is the Switch, and that's enough to get 2 people playing the game on supported software. All of that retails for $300 USD, and Nintendo's not really known for doing sales. It's not uncommon to see a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One bundled with some other software, or maybe it's at a discount, especially around Black Friday. You're not going to find that a lot with Nintendo. Recently, Best Buy was selling a Switch with your choice of a game for $330, which takes about 30 bucks off the price of the game. Games for the Switch do cost about $60. That was rare. You're not going to see that a whole lot. If you do see a bundle where the price is reduced and you know, I'm going to get this for someone on Christmas, Christmas, you may want to go ahead and pick it up because you're not going to see that very often, and I would be kind of surprised if you saw anything like that on Black Friday. The $300 does not come with a game, so if you're wanting to buy the person a game, you're going to need to either get one of the bundles I'm about to talk about, or you're going to need to buy a game, which, as I said before, is going to cost you about an extra $60. This holiday season, Nintendo has two really big games coming out: Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Edition and Eevee Edition. I know that's technically 3 different games, but we'll get into the Pokemon thing here in a minute. To celebrate this, Nintendo is selling a Super Smash Bros. Switch bundle and a Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee bundle. They're really, really nice, and if you know you're going to be getting the game for this person that you're buying it for anyway, you may as well go ahead and get the bundle because you get this really cool looking Switch to go along with it. I know if I didn't already have a Switch, I would be all over that Super Smash Bros. Bundle. The Super Smash Bros. Bundle comes with Super Smash Bros., obviously, a very nice looking Switch, although I'll admit the Joy-Con design that comes with it's a little like, hey, we just phoned this in so that it had a Smash Bros. Logo on it. And unfortunately, it does not come with the GameCube controller adapter. Now, you may be asking yourself, what in the world is that and why do I need it? If you're buying this for a longtime Super Smash Bros. Fan, they've likely been playing Smash Bros. With a GameCube controller. That is the preferred way to play the game, and if they want to play competitively, this is something that you're going to want to have for them. The GameCube controller adapter does cost about $20, and like I said, I'm going to have a link to it down in the description below, and it allows you to hook GameCube controllers up to your Switch. It's possible that the person you're buying this for already has one if they had a Wii U and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, as it's basically the same thing. So before you run out and buy one, maybe try and find out if they already have one, and you might be able to save yourself 20 bucks. You could also just buy one of the mini GameCube replica controllers that are being sold. Nintendo sells some that are first party. There's also a few really good third party ones out there. I personally like the feel of the original GameCube controller. I know it's the same shell, and this is probably me just being a retro snob, but whatever, that's what I like. So I have my original GameCube controllers, but the USB ones that they make will do just fine, and odds are the Smash Brothers fan that you're buying for isn't a snob and won't notice the difference or care. The Pokemon Let's Go bundles look really, really, really nice, and no matter which one of them you get, you're getting the same Switch console with the same Joy-Con design. The only difference is the game that it comes with. Yes, they are both Pokemon Let's Go, but if you know anything about Pokemon, you know that each time a new Pokemon game comes out, there are 2 versions of the game. The game that you get determines which Pokemon you have access to catch in it, and this is supposed to encourage people to find friends who have the game or get online and trade Pokemon with other people. Or you could do like my friend Ned, buy 2 Switches, both copies of the game, so that you can trade with yourself like a sad person. If you're planning on picking this up for a friend, you really can't go wrong with either one, unless of course their friend is just like, I hate Eevee, oh my gosh, why did you get me that one? Maybe do a little bit of research and figure out which one that they would prefer, but honestly, they're about the same thing. The Pokemon Let's Go bundles do come with that little Pokeball controller, so the cost is a little bit more than if you were to just buy the console and the game, but the Pokeball is a nice little addition. That bundle comes out to about $400. The Smash Brothers bundle is about $360. Both of these bundles basically cost what it would cost to just buy everything that comes with it individually. The only thing you're really getting out of it is the really nice looking Switch console. If you're having trouble finding the bundle, you can just go buy the Switch console and the games and controllers and all that stuff separately, and it'll wind up costing you about the same, and you don't have to pay those eBay scalpers. Hopefully scalpers for these things won't be an issue, but if you've absolutely got to have the sweet design on the Switch and you're having trouble finding a bundle, you may have to go to eBay and pay out the wazoo for it. Now, when the Switch is docked, the Joy-Con are being charged by the Switch. There is something called the Joy-Con charging grip. The Switch comes with a grip that you slide both Joy-Cons into, and it kind of makes like a regular gamepad controller, but that one that comes with it doesn't have a battery in it. If you would like a grip with a battery in it so that your Joy-Con will last longer, Nintendo sells a really nice one for about 25 bucks. You can also find some from third-party manufacturer. I'm not a big fan of third-party accessories, especially ones that are designed to send electricity through my new expensive toys, because sometimes the voltage is not always right, and you could wind up ruining a perfectly good set of $80 Joy-Con. By the way, did Did I mention a full set of Joy-Con separately is $80? That's a lot of money. In fact, it's $20 more than you can buy an Xbox gamepad or a PlayStation gamepad for. These things are really nice, and I think it's worth it. You do get what you pay for. Nintendo also sells a regular controller called the Switch Pro controller that is much more like an Xbox controller because of where the sticks are. It is $10 less than a Joy-Con, but that does still put it at $10 more than an Xbox or PlayStation controller. I don't personally have one of these things, but every review that I've read of the Pro controller says that it is amazing. Many people have even said it's the best controller they've ever used. Even IGN's Ryan McCafferty, who covers their Xbox stuff, gave nothing but praise for the controller. And Microsoft makes really good controllers. So for the Xbox guy to say that this is one of the best controllers he's ever used is saying a lot. There is a special Super Smash Bros. Version of the Pro controller, but again, if you're buying this for a Smash Bros. Fan, they are definitely going to want to use a GameCube style controller and not the Switch Pro controller. So maybe save your money on that one. Most people who are going to want an additional controller are probably going to want the Pro controller because it is more traditional than the Joy-Con. I personally really like the Joy-Con. Yes, they're small, the buttons aren't as big as they are on a regular controller, but what I like about it is I can hold one in each hand. I can kind of just relax on the couch. I don't have to be hunched over like this like I am on a normal controller. It's comfortable. I enjoy it. I enjoy just kind of being lethargic while I'm playing it, and that's not to say I can't be that way when I'm using a regular controller, but it's a lot easier to do with these Joy-Con in each hand than it is hunched over like this. This is going to be purely to taste, so maybe try and do a little research, find out if the person that you're buying this for would prefer to have a Pro controller or another set of Joy-Con. Or if you just can't afford the extra $10 on the Joy-Con, just get a Pro controller, and hopefully they'll be happy with it because they got it for free, and they should be happy with it. Get a case for your Switch. This thing costs $300. You don't want to just be chucking it in a backpack whenever you go off to work so that you can play it on your lunch break or go to school or wherever it is that you're going to be taking this thing. You are going to break that thing. Get a case so that you can take care of your $300 investment. Cases is one area where I say just get something that works. You don't have to buy one from Nintendo. Personally, I use the one that came with the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Special Edition. I really like it. It's a really cool case, but anything that's got a hard shell around the screen or has very thick cloth will protect it. And as long as you like the way that the case looks and the way that everything fits inside of it, it's going to work. Different ones come with different options, like how many games you can carry in it, or does it have room for controllers and power cords and stuff like that. Just find one that works for you and get that one. Nintendo just recently got into the paid online service subscription thing, and it's been met with mixed reviews. But the fact of the matter is, if the person you're buying this for wants to play online, they're going to have it. If they want to play Splatoon 2, gotta have Nintendo Switch Online. You want to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Gotta have Nintendo Switch Online. Basically everything except, I think, Fortnite, because it's free, requires Nintendo Switch Online to be able to play multiplayer games with your friends. The service also comes with a really neat little collection of NES games. It's going to be growing. It's sort of like a Netflix service where they're going to add games, and as long as you have the service, you get to play them, and that's pretty neat. But most people are going to be buying this specifically because they want to be able to play online, and you don't really have a choice. You have to buy it, or you can't play online. The subscription service essentially comes in two flavors, individual accounts and family accounts. Now, an individual account is $20 for a year, and a family account for up to 8 individual accounts is $35 a year. I say spend the $35 on the 1-year family account and find a friend to go halvesies on you, and then it costs both of you less than $20. You could even sell off the other 6 once you found your friend and maybe even make a few bucks off of it. That's kind of scummy though, like just split it evenly. Like, don't be that guy. You can get 1 month and 3 month and I think even 6 months variants. There's so much more than just buying a year. Like, I think 1 month is something like $5. That's $60 by the time you get done with the year. Just spend the $20 on the 1-year subscription. There is a 7-day free trial that is open to anybody, so don't feel like you have to go get this person a subscription. They can hook up their Switch, hop online, try it for 7 days, and if they like it, they can decide which one of these they want to buy. The last thing I'll say, and this is the best piece of advice I can give any of you, do your research. These things get complicated. There are dozens of third-party manufacturers out there making controllers and cases and Switch docks docks, which, by the way, do not buy a third-party Switch dock. Those things are notorious for bricking your $300 new toy. If you absolutely need another Switch dock, get a Nintendo Switch dock. Don't get a third-party one from Hori or Nyko or whatever that will break your system. But that's not to say that all these third-party accessories are bad. You may find a charge grip that's made by Hori that gets really good reviews and does really well. I'm not personally a fan of doing that. As I said earlier in the video, you may find that it's worth saving the couple of extra bucks because you found one that people seem to really like. Do your research. Don't just go buy the first thing that comes up in your Amazon list. If Nintendo made it, you can go ahead and bank on it. You don't have to worry about it. It is high quality stuff. But if you are going to get into third-party stuff, make sure you read the reviews. Don't just look at the stars on the Amazon. Like, actually go in and read the reviews. See what people are saying about this product. You might also consider that maybe you want to buy a video game console for someone that isn't a Switch. There's a lot of great stuff out there. The Xbox One is a great console. The PlayStation 4 is a great console. And in fact, it had 2 really good games come out earlier this year with God of War and Spider-Man. I've heard nothing but amazing things about those. You really just need to get the thing that is going to make the person you're buying it for happy. If they don't want a Switch, don't get them a Switch. If they don't want an Xbox, don't get them an Xbox. Maybe they'd rather have a graphics card for their PC. That's a whole nother thing that we could get into. Figure out what it is that they would like, and then figure out what you can get that is going to meet that desire, and then try and get them that. I hope this video helped. I know it was just basic stuff and kind of just a way to get you going. You are still going to have to do a little bit of work, but hopefully this pointed you in the right direction. Come back here later in the week. We're going to be talking about some of the great software you can get for the Switch. So maybe $300 on a Switch just isn't something you can afford. Maybe you're buying stuff for someone who already has a Switch and they just need a few games. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that when that video does go up, you'll be notified about it. Follow me over on Twitter. I post all of my videos over there. I also have a Facebook page, so you can check me out. Links to all that stuff is down in the description below. I'm also an Amazon affiliate partner. I'm a humble partner, and I have a Patreon. You can also find those links down in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful. I love you guys, and I will see you around.